So I wanted to talk to you about really what the pageant has meant to me, and it's been nice to really reflect on the pageant. So that's what I'm here to talk to you about this afternoon. So I truly believe everything happens for a reason. And 15 years ago, I was gifted with the most incredible, life-changing experience. At the Miss Czech Slovak U.S. pageant, I competed against some of the most amazing queens. Some spoke multiple languages, others sang like angels, and a few were world travelers, all of which were experts in being Czech or Slovak. I, on the other hand, was in the beginning stages of learning my ancestry, trying to figure out how exactly to wear kroj, and I was self-conscious about speaking what little Czech I knew, which amounted to jak se máš, dobrý den, ahoy, and of course, prdel. By the second day of the pageant, I gave up trying to be an expert in all things Czech, because I wasn't. I was learning about my ancestry, and I was learning about my heritage and my past, and this process was helping me to do that. And it was helping to bring me closer to my family. I changed my perspective and continued on competing in the pageant as myself, knowing that I was always going to be a work in progress. I didn't anticipate winning that night, not even close. In fact, when the winners were being announced, all I could think about was how much I wanted a hamburger. When my name was called, no one was more surprised than me. That night, I made a promise to myself before I ever left that stage that I would make the most of this year. I wanted to go to every festival, parade, event, meeting as I possibly could. By the conclusion of my year as National Queen, I had traveled more than 26,000 miles across the United States. I danced on a polka cruise, flew to the Czech Embassy in DC, and ultimately made it to Florida, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Kansas, Virginia, and Alaska. Not bad considering before this opportunity, I had never seen a cruise ship, never flew on a plane, and I had only been to 2 states in my entire life. I was deeply honored to receive such titles as Honorary Citizen of Corpus Christi, recipient of House Resolution 505 for promoting my Czech culture and ancestry. I was named an Admiral in the Texas Navy and a Kentucky Colonel. I had the pleasure of meeting such dignitaries as astronauts Jim Lovell and Eugene Cernan. I met former Secretary of State Madeleine Albright, who actually asked me to take a picture. And I met President of the Czech Republic, Václav Klaus. I was honored to have become friends with our locally famous Czechs, including Maggie Gramella, James and Pavla Vimbiver, Alice Vida, Gina Wayman Davis, Kathy Pasednik, and of course, so many others. I am saddened but privileged to have had the memory and the time with those Czechs who I dearly loved, but who have passed on. Ludmila Vasulik, Henrietta Chervinka, Zora Pergel, Larry Pasednik, Sherry Elsner, Rosie Steinman, and my dad. You see, I truly believe everything happens for a reason. And I always questioned why I was chosen that night 15 years ago. But now I know why. Along with the unforgettable opportunities, the prestigious awards, and the lasting friendships, the most valuable thing the pageant gave me was time with my family. I didn't know that very shortly after my reign in 2008, my dad would be diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And I didn't know that I was experiencing the last years of my dad's life. Dad always said life is about the journey, not the destination. And we maximized our journey that year. We did everything we could. We put everything into our travels. And I'm so glad we did. I had thousands of miles across the United States with my dad, filled with laughter, eating lots of sauerkraut, attempting our hand at making kolaches, practicing our Czech, exploring our heritage, and dancing the polka. I never attended any of them alone. It was always a family affair, and it still is. I'm 33, and I still need my mom to dress me in my kroj. And every time we put on each piece with love and a discussion about how proud my dad would be to see his Scotch-Irish wife making some of the most beautiful replicas of authentic Croy that are recognized and revered around the world. This pageant has a way of giving its queens what they need. For me, it was and still is the opportunity to spend time with family. If I am to encourage young ladies to become more active in exploring their Czech or Slovak roots, I would say life is a journey, and we should make the most of it by connecting with our family, for those who have come before us, for those who are with us, and for those whose memory we must carry on to our destination. Thank you.